Okay, sorry I haven't really updated as much as I'd like to, but well, we're 5 days past surgery now. I'll just kind of talk about the experience. It actually wasn't that bad. I mean, I went in, was pretty nervous because you never know what's going to happen during surgery. But literally, they put the mask on me. I fell asleep. Boom, woke back up. Didn't even know what happened. When I did wake up for the first, I would assume 20 to 30 minutes, I did have some pretty bad side pain. It was almost like if you've ever had a kidney stone, or I almost thought I broke my rib or something. It was really bad. It was to the point where if you've ever had any kind of like abdominal or been hit to the gut or hit to the ribs, and you're just like, like it just hurts. That's how it was for this. It wasn't the second I woke up. The second I woke up, I was just like, whoa, where am I? And then I just remember the second I could tell that there were nurses around me and other people around me. And then I was like, wait a minute. And I looked down my stomach and I was like, this happened. And then the pain started kicking in. I was like, oh, yowie. But other than that, I mean, once when the nurses realized I woke up because I was going, they treated me right then, gave me some medicine, made me feel comfortable. So the experience through any floor, any nurse, any doctor that I talked with, they were all professional, all great. If would I do it again? Absolutely, I would do it again. It was, to me, not that bad at all, other than the pain at the very beginning. But, it's kind of a mental thing for me. That kind of pain is like, boom, it's done. I can't do anything about it. So what kind of thing? So it's not, when it's like that, it's not as bad for me. I'm like, this is what it feels like. Deal with it, kind of thing. But then, yeah, so we stayed overnight. So I guess the surgery was done. I got there at 5:30, started at 8, and I was done around almost 10:30, 11, I think. Or no, when I was completely out, completely done, completely woken back up into a new room. It was about 11 o'clock. Stayed that whole night. My wife was able to stay with me, if anybody's concerned about that. And yeah, they check on you every minute you could think of, which is great. I know some people don't like that and they get very irritated. But I understand. My wife is a nurse as well, so I understand that, they're looking out for you. And so, sipping waters, really hard at first. For me, it was more, I was just terrified of, drinking and getting sick. But after a few small sips, I was like, okay, I can do this. And then my sip quantity amount would get larger and larger, and I'm pretty much now, I can take a normal gulp. I've only made one mistake. It was at night. I had gotten thirsty. I had medicine in my system and I just wasn't thinking. And sometimes at night you're like so thirsty, you just like, so I went to take that first big and caught myself, and I was like, oh no. My stomach just kind of cramped up, and then it bubbled, and I had to just kind of, some people might vomit. I don't, it's rare for me to vomit. The only time I've really actually vomited was I had a kidney stone, and after like 4 hours of being in the most pain I've ever been in, I ended up vomiting, or I have to be like extremely sick. My stomach, I don't really have a weak stomach per se. Other people might vomit, but for me, it was just like a really strong stomach cramp, which happens still. I find that if I'm not drinking enough water, my stomach can get crampy. It's almost like, to me, it's almost like my throat's dry, so my stomach's dry, so it's cramping. I know that's probably not what's happening, but that's what it kind of feels like to me. But I can take just a sip and I can feel it go all the way down. My stomach starts to bubble, and that pain or crampiness goes away. But yeah, recovery has been great. I was extremely nervous about, I've heard people say they've had really bad gas pains, like from where they blow you up, and then so getting rid of the gas that's in your system or the air. It wasn't bad for me. I did feel it some. I thought it was going to be like excruciating pain type stuff, but for me, the first day it did come up here a little bit, and it was probably there for about an 8-hour period, and then it went away. And then every so often I'll feel it on both sides. But when I have it, it's more like to me it almost feels like, if you've ever done any shoulder workout or anything, and the, not bilateral, but whatever that muscle is between your shoulder and your neck, that chunk, when you go to lift or whatever, and it's like, oh, it affects your neck and you can feel it in your shoulder muscle. That's what the achiness feels like to me. And for me, that doesn't really bother me. It's just kind of irritant, and you gotta kind of move your neck around. But again, I'd do this again. It wasn't that bad. I don't think it was bad at all. The only thing that I'm still going back and forth with right now is, I've heard some people like it, some people don't. I like it. They give you one of those stomach wraps with Velcro just to squeeze your belly a little bit. That for me helps. And I guess it could be how your belly is, but like, you know, without that strap, you know, I can feel like the weight of my belly. And so the middle incision, that's basically where all my bruising and the pain is that I still have. It's not bad though. It's just achy. It's almost like someone punched me really good in the gut and I just have a bruise. Which is, it's not fun, but it's not bad. So when my belly, the gravity of it, it's not the greatest. I can go without it, but if I put that thing on, it's like, it's like I don't have to worry about it as much. There is the irritant of you've got something strapped around you, so if you're kind of a textured feely person, you might not like it, but 10-20 minutes of having it on, you don't even know you have it on. I mean, I've worn it, well, 5 days straight pretty much. I don't have it on right now because I'm putting it in the wash because it says to hand wash it, but we shall see. I'm putting it in the wash and then the dryer, so hope I don't ruin it. But yeah, so still just the biggest thing other than water is if I'm not drinking the protein shakes. Like right now, I've had one protein shake, but I am fairly sleepy. Any walking or movement, it takes a lot out of you. If you've ever had COVID, it's kind of like COVID. Not the feeling sick part, but if your symptoms of COVID where you can't, you just barely walk and you're like, I am out of breath, I just can't do anymore. It's kind of what it was, because that's how my COVID was. I was just like, I can't move, I'm exhausted. Kind of the same sensations without the cold and flu and all that other stuff. But the more protein you put in your system, the more energy it does give you. So I'm working with different things, because things do taste a little different after surgery. Like when I was doing the bariatric, looking at the reviews of the chewables and things, people, you know, had all these opinions about they're good, or all these are awful, or all these are too sour. And taking them before surgery, I was like, these are fine, these are good. After surgery, I can see where some people complain, especially if you don't like sour candy. I'm taking the chewable Ultra Solos, and they are very tart, and it brings it out more, just because, you know, if you're only having water, you're only having protein shakes. For me, it's just chocolate protein shakes. Your body doesn't have anything tart ever, so that's like the first thing, and it's pretty sour. I like it, but it's, for an example of how tart it is, you take a lemon drop, it's a little bit more sour than a lemon drop, but it's not as sour as like a Warhead. But I would say it's close to being in the middle. It's pretty tart, which I like. It doesn't bother me. Gives me something, makes me feel like I've had a piece of candy or something, which is cool. The other things that got way better, even though they're already good, if you've tried any of their calcium ones, I didn't get the chocolate ones or anything. You know, they do taste like Tootsie Rolls. If you like Tootsie Rolls, by all means, those are the ones for you. I get so far, it's the mixed bag of the fruit. So it's like lemon, orange, raspberry, strawberry, and they are super good after surgery. They're even better because those things, like the fruity things and the tartness, are enhanced. So after surgery, it legit is like, sorry, I got some air stuck in my system. It's like a Starburst, and it almost feels like you're cheating, because it's like, I'm having a piece of candy. This is so good. But yeah, other than that, I'm trying to give all the information that's gone on in the last 5 days. I've just pretty much rest. I get up every hour. I did try Saturday. I had my surgery on Wednesday. Saturday, kids had a birthday party to go to, and luckily the birthday party was just going to a place to get ice cream. So I was like, I'll go. So that was my first time getting out. It was okay. After sitting there for some time, about an hour of sitting on like a bench style chair, and when I got back, I was tapped out. I pretty much slept for the rest of the day. I was like, that's enough. And then that next day, Sunday, I was like, I'm feeling okay. I think I can even go without my body strap. So I didn't go with my body strap, but I did go. Normally I go to a first service and a second service, but I just went to just the second service, and that was hard. It was very exhausting, even though it sounds like it's not, because you literally go from the car, you walk in, and you go straight to the pew, you sit for maybe 45 minutes, and then you're done. But walking in, communicating with people, looking back and forth, just all these little movements, the floor, if it's got concrete, things like that, really irritated my stomach because I didn't have my strap, and I was like, okay. So at the end of that service, I was like, I'm not going anywhere else. But that's the most activity I've had so far. I'm about to do another bigger activity today. I want to, just to get out of the house, I want to do some different protein. For some reason, my body, once when it saw this, now it's craving it. I'm trying to up my protein intake. And I can take my protein powder, but for now, I'm supposed to, if I want to use the powder, I'm supposed to strain. Once when I shake it all up and then strain it. So if there is any of the powder in it, it's strained out, because that dry powder can still potentially get stuck into my system, because there's some parts in my stomach that could be the size of a straw. So don't want that clogged up whatsoever. But I'm gonna start taking that, but I want to add the PB Fit, I think it's what it's called. It's basically peanut butter powder, protein powder, just so I can have a chocolate and peanut butter. It sounds really good right now for a protein shake, because I can't, other than the Fairlife protein shake, these protein shakes that are just pre-made, they're just so nasty. They're just gross. I've tried. I did one. I felt so bad. My wife went and got 2 new ones because she couldn't find the Fairlife ones. And when she came back, there was one that I liked. It was the Ensure one. That one I could handle. But then she got another one, the Walmart brand, Equate or whatever. And the smell, the taste, I was like, I don't know what it is. My body does not want it. So I felt bad because those things are not cheap. But then I was like, I'm just gonna have to go back to my protein powder because I like it with the Fairlife milk. It's actually really good, I think. So I'm gonna, do a little bit different by adding we're gonna try the peanut butter powder. Obviously I have to strain all that. So we'll give it a shot. But yeah, here's what I look like now. And then also, this is what, I hate having my shirt off, but here is what my scars do look like. As you can tell, it's not that bad. I was kind of nervous. I was going to have these big old scars or not scars, but stitches and all this. And I think it's going to heal up really well. The doctor I had, all of them, that whole team was super good. So yeah, that's kind of what I've done or been doing since 5 days after surgery. Just been resting and taking my medicines. The pills, there's quite a lot of pills that I'm taking right now, but they're mainly just to make myself feel okay. If I need to, they gave me muscle relaxers and different things. I tend to not take them, but the only time if I need to take them, I'll take them at night, because nighttime is normally when I'm not feeling the greatest. And so I'll take something then just so I can sleep during the night. Still don't like it though, because then when I wake up, for me, I'm still groggy the next morning. Even though I've slept good, I'm just like, I'm still dizzy. But it's going great. We're just gonna go run some errands now and try to find some good protein options. Obviously, I'm still only in the liquid phase, which is about a 2-week phase. My weight has dropped quite a bit. I am now that would be scary. I'm 278.2 pounds. Yeah, I know I'm 278. So that's dropped down quite a bit. When I first started this at the very, very beginning, before even thinking about surgery, but talking about getting on any kind of plan, I capped out at 316 pounds. That was the biggest I've gotten. And so wasn't proud of that. That's also when high blood pressure, things like that started affecting me. So I don't know if it's just because I'm on pain pills or anything like that, but after the surgery and after starting to feel a little bit better, I did have a little bit of back pain and neck pain, but all that seems to be gone. So, but it could be because I'm on medication. I'm hoping this video kind of helps you if you're thinking about doing this, what it looks like after surgery. For me, it's not been bad. Again, I do have a wife that is taking care of me and taking care of the kids while I just sit in bed and be lazy as can be. But it makes sense. I'm healing, so I'm very grateful for that. But yeah, the experience, I definitely do it again anytime. Hope you've enjoyed this, and again, you have to take care of yourself before you can take care of anybody else.